and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. The 5th verse. And a stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. This parable spake Jesus unto them, but they understood not what things they were which he spake unto them. This is an allegory, because they didn't understand it. It was like an allegory. He was trying to explain to them, but they didn't get it. In verse 7, then said Jesus unto them again, verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. He tried to repeat it, get them to understand. Verse 8, all that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them, meaning they did not listen. Nine, I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out, and find pasture. Verse 10, the thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly, in the fullest measure. Now, that's not the scripture, but I'm just saying what he's saying. He said abundantly, that meaning in the fullest measure. I mean this in the fullest measure, like abundantly, fullest measure. You're going to have it in full. And then the 11th verse is what David's saying, John 10:11, and he said, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep, which they celebrated yesterday when Jesus got up. Christ got up. And I pause because he says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. Okay, and so he that is the shepherd of Israel, of the whole church in general, let me repeat that again. He that is the shepherd of Israel, of the whole church, that means the whole body, in general. Let's go to Psalms 80:1. Because Christ coming after his bride. He ain't just coming after one part of the body. He coming after the whole body. Psalms 80:1. Psalms 80:1. Okay. Give ear, O shepherd of Israel, thou that leadest Joseph like a flock, thou that dwellest between the cherub, shine forth. Is the shepherd of every particular believer, meaning is not below his coins. He's not just over part of the body of Christ. He's over the whole body. Isaiah 40:11. Isaiah 40:11. Let's go to Isaiah 40:11. And he takes it, and I'm not at Isaiah 40:11 yet. I'm just kind of explaining. He says he takes them into his fold, and then he takes care of them, protects them, and provides for them with more care and constantly than a shepherd can. that makes it his business to keep the flock. If God be as a shepherd to us, we must be a sheep. Inoffensive, meek, and quiet. Inoffensive, don't be offensive. Meek and quiet, silent before the shears, nay, before the butcher too. Useful and sociable, we must know the shepherd's voice and follow him. Okay, let's go to 8, 40, and 11. He shall feed his flock like a shepherd. He shall gather the lambs with his arm and carry them in his bosom, and shall gently lead those that are with young. The great confidence which believers have in God. If the Lord is my shepherd, my feeder, I may conclude that I shall not want anything that is really necessary and good for me. If David penned this psalm before his coming to the crown, though destined to it, he had as much reason to fear wanting as many men. As a man, once he sent his men a begging for him to Nabal, and another time went himself as begging to Amalek. And yet when he considered that God is his shepherd, he can boldly say, I shall not want. Let not those fear starving that are at God's finding and have him for their feeder. More is implied than is expressed. Not only shall I not want, but I shall be supplied with whatever I need. And if I have not everything I desire, I may conclude it is either not fit for me or not good for me, or I shall have it in due time. Because some things I don't need. Because I may desire it, I may not need it, or it's not there yet. It's not due time for it. You know, sometimes we want something and God's just like, no. You know, from his performing the office of a good shepherd, to him he infers that he needs not fear any evil in the greatest danger and difficulties he could be in. Verse 2 through 4, he experiences the benefit of God's presence with him and care of him now, and therefore expects the benefits of them when he most needs it. When I looked at Psalms 23, you know, I never really just stopped and took a look at it. I don't know about anybody else. But in Psalms 23, it was many times when I went, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. Have I thought about he restored my soul? What's he restore my soul from? He restored my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. What do you mean? He brings me back. Let's look at Psalms 5 and 8. What's he bringing me back from? Let's look at that. Psalms 5 and 8. He's bringing me back. What is he bringing me back from? In Psalms 5 and 8. Do we really look at all that when we see that in Psalms 5 and 8? Because safety of the faithful. Psalms 5 and 8. Now listen to this. This is powerful. Psalms 5 and 8. Okay, let's listen to 5 and 8. Lead me, O Lord, in thy righteousness because of mine enemies, and make thy way straight before my face. Oh, did y'all hear that? Okay, wait a minute. Let's read the third verse of Psalms 23. He restored my soul. Now listen to, he restored my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Now I said he brings me back. What's he bringing me back from? Psalms 5 and 8. Lead me. That's what we just said. He restores my soul. He leads me. Okay. What's he lead me from? He leads me, O Lord, in thy righteousness because of my enemies. Because of my enemies. That's why. And he makes thy way straight before my face. Why? In the verse, let's go on to verse 9 in the fifth Psalms, in Psalms 5, or the fifth division. But let's look at the ninth verse. For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wicked, is wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. Ooh. Okay. So, listen to what God is doing. He's restoring my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yes, that's what God's doing. So he experiences the benefits of God's presence with him and care of him now, and therefore expects the benefits of them when he most needs it. The comforts of a living saint. God is his shepherd and his God, and a God all sufficient to all intents and purposes. And David found him so, and so have we. See the happiness of the saints as his shepherd, as the sheep, as the sheep of God's pasture, as they are well placed, well laid. And he maketh me to lie down in green pastures. We have the support and comfort of this life from God, God's good hand, our daily bread from him as our Father. Not natural Father, but our Holy Father, our Abba Father. Oof. And the greatest abundance, the fullness, is but a dry pasture to a wicked man. But what it is to us is relish that they only in which pleases the senses, but to a godly man and woman who tastes the goodness of God and all its enjoyments by faith, relishes that though he has but a little of the world, it is a green pasture to us. Psalms 37:16. Psalms 37:16. And it says, a little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. Proverbs 15, 16 and 17. Proverbs 15, Proverbs 15, 16 and 17. It says, better is little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble therewith. Can I say that again? Better is little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble therewith. Because you could have a bunch of money and trouble with it. 17. And better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stall of ox and hatred with it, or therewith it. See, you don't know what it can cost. And I'm not saying all rich people got that. But sometimes With great riches come much trouble.